Okay, so the first deck we're playing today, we're trying this Azir Lucian Aggro deck. So this has been a deck that's been kind of prevalent on the ladder, at least in my experience, following, well, pretty much since day one of the new expansion. And it seemed to have been getting increasingly popular within the last week. And seemed pretty powerful, seemed like it was doing something interesting, so let's... I just thought I'd want to experience it for myself and see how the deck felt. So the basic idea with this deck is that we're abusing cards such as Emperor's Dais and Azir, who generate Sand Soldiers whenever we attack, and we're combining this with cards that provide us additional attacks, such as Scout units, as well as rallying effects that we can get from Lucian's level up, new card Cataclysm, and of course Relentless Pursuit. That's basically the basic idea. So at its core, you know, we're aggressive deck looking to abuse scouts and rally effects, get multiple combat steps, and pump out tons of Sand Soldiers and deal excess amounts of damage with them. There's other benefits that we can get from doing that as well. Obviously, generating a lot of Sand Soldiers very quickly helps to level Azir. If Lucian's on the field, it can help to level him very quickly. We have cards like Inspiring Marshal to help pump them up, make them really strong. We have cards like Remembrance that are not only good card to kind of insulate us, you could say, somewhat against sweeper effects, but the Sand Soldiers we're producing, it's possible that we can generate enough to be able to play this card and just develop our board even further. Yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say with it. This list is very close to the one that you can find on Mobalytics right now. I made a few changes that I wanted to try personally, because I think just ones I think would make the deck a little bit better, obviously, and we're going to see how they feel today. So without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how it goes. I don't have a lot of experience with this deck, so I'm sure... you know, I'm going to be playing it probably suboptimally, and I'm sure that's going to make us lose more games than I otherwise should be winning, but, you know, got to start somewhere, so. See if we can't run over some opponents. I could see this being a little bit of a rough matchup. So, Shaped Stone is nice because we already have... Of course, our landmark in hand. Azir is probably something you always want to see in your opener. I think we need to look for either... Do I want to look for a 1-drop or not? The Remembrance could be good, especially if like we want to expand our board and then they Twisted Fate us and then we have a follow-up. Could be okay. I think maybe I go get rid of the Remembrance, keep the Shapestone. This is what I kind of was just talking about. It's like I don't really know what... Other than our like key... sort of cards like Azir, Emperor's Dais, which I'm pretty sure you want to see in all of your opening hands. Other than Lucian, I'm not really sure what we should be keeping. Obviously, you want units to fuel the Emperor's Dais, but we already have one in the form of Azir, so. And because we're attacking on odds, that's actually pretty nice because we can Dais on. Turn 2, and then on our second attack token, we can play Azir swing, start generating Sand Soldiers. And that's a Lucian, so that's kind of nice.
No more hiding.
I think rather than play the Lucian, I could go Lucian Azir and generate a Sand Soldier. I think I'm gonna go with the Dais first, and the Azir. Another Azir in hand. Backup Azir is nice because it means we can, you know, throw this into various units that he'll play out on the board. Not have to worry so much about dying.
We will resist.
He's gonna block here, he may as well block here. I guess this saves him one more point of damage, but I feel like marking damage on Azir is more valuable. Yep. Might try to save our Azir here. This also lets us trade with this unit, which is nice.
Reach out, Aphelios.
Don't get in my way.
So we'll see what our opponent's up to here.
Deal me in. All that glitters. Looking grim.
So I think we're definitely starting with another Azir
See
here.
what will be.
We don't have enough mana to play
Flowers upon my blade.
everything. I kind of want to Cataclysm one of these two. I'm not sure which is the correct. Really depends on how long I expect this game to go on. Twisted Fate can be a real big problem. Aphelios is more of a problem in the short term, so I feel like I want to use a Cataclysm on the Aphelios now, and then get the Twisted Fate later. Because the other thing is I don't really want to give him another Twisted Fate. The ability to play another Twisted Fate using
We have an empire to build.
stuff. Anyway, let's see if this works.
We will resist. We will be brave.
Together, we are part of something more.
Together, you are children of Shurima.
Azir's command!
The order is given. I have risen and weakened Shurima. The order is given. Glorious sacrifice.
I think we're going to look to do both of these this turn. We'll start with Cataclysm. Well, I guess we should pick the Azir, huh?
Remember this day. Arise. The order is given.
Our opponent has died. Was feeling pretty good about that temple play because that's like a whole lot of nothing for them at that point in the game. So look at that, we got a nice sweet new card back too that's perfect for this deck. Gotta switch to it. This thing automatically switches regions, right? Yeah, it looks like I got a little bit of the experience went to this region. Sounds good to me. Another Azir, another Emperor's Dais, another Shapestone opener. I think the way these games... Well, he's Demacia Shadow Isles. Do I want the Shapestone or the Ranger's Resolve? Because the Ranger's Resolve insulates us against Withering Wail, which is nice. We have 2 of these to draw to at some point, so... I think I'll go with the Shapestone play again. Seems pretty good to be able to bank 1 spell mana, then go 2, 3.
Oh yes, details are visible. She's just trimming her claws.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they were debating. I think you definitely do this in this matchup. That's a really good start for them. With that draw, I think I'm gonna go with this because I don't want them tacking damage onto our Azir quite yet. Could see them just taking this hit. Actually gonna go ahead and play Ancient Preparations. Huh. Do I want any of these, or do I just skip? Maybe I think I'm into the Ranger's Resolve. For the reasons we talked about earlier, might also just come in clutch for another point in this game. So I think we just take another hit here. Their deck doesn't have a lot of reach, or it shouldn't. I'm actually gonna go with Azir here because then we still have 2 spell mana open to play these 2 should we need. Could also play Blinding Assault. They're just ending the round. That's kind of interesting.
Slow down, will you?
Shall we, dear wolf?
I'm ready, little lamb.
Do I play Blinding Assault here? I kind of want to. It means we can only do a Shapestone or a Ranger's Resolve, but then I could Shapestone kill their Kindred with the Scout unit, which seems kind of appealing. I guess I get in trouble if they have a Vile Feast, because then I have to use Ranger's Resolve to say, well, I don't have to, but... Let's go with it. Let's see what they're up to. Yeah, they do have the Vile Feast. It's drain 1, 2 summon, so I think I want a Ranger's Resolve then. They get 1 less blocker, and we keep our Scout unit. Oh, they get it anyway. Alright, I wasn't aware of that, how that worked. Drain 1, 2. To me, implies that they wouldn't get it. I guess we go here.
Foolish.
I like this block because it means our Lucian can attack in and not have to worry about dying.
Its heart beats fast now. In Shurima's name. To dance.
I'll sleep when they're dead.
So... Yeah, he's dead. I was gonna say, it was just basically a question of how I was gonna order my attackers.
They cheer on me. Our legacy is eternal.
Because with the leveled Lucian there, the way it would have worked is one of our sand soldiers would have died and given us a rally and given us yet another attack step. And with a leveled Lucian, that's a lot of damage we're pumping out. It basically forces the opponent to chump block Lucian twice with both his remaining units on the field and taking a lot of damage from a big Azir and sand soldiers, and I don't think they would have survived. But yeah, as for the question of how to order the blockers, the answer is it probably doesn't matter, but I think I wanted to put the weaker things on the left and then Lucian and Azir after that. Okay, so it looks like he's playing possibly a They Who Endure deck with Kindred. Could just be, you know, a Slay deck using some of the few good like Freljord cards in that. I wouldn't be surprised if they were They Who Endure though. I'd have to imagine that they're They Who Endure with Kindred. So with that in mind, what do we want to play? I think Grizzled Ranger's obviously great. I think you just full mulligan looking for Sand Soldier creators or one of our champions, huh? I think that's the way this deck is supposed to work. I could be wrong. Okay, there's that. My banking spell mana again. I think this time we'll actually use this and think about what we want. Sometimes these decks are running sweepers, so Remembrance could be good, but Cataclysm to catch their key things, plus get the rally, I think is appealing. Once again, wow, they didn't hit anything. That's rough. Once again, we're attacking on odds for this deck, so I think that's the best. This deck wants to be attacking on odds consistently. That's a Lucian, so that's nice. Okay. Am I playing Ranger as a blocker? I feel like I could just take a hit.
There's a chill in the air.
I think we'll go this into Grizzled Ranger.
Slow down, will you? Time to get rowdy.
May as well block both.
Too damn.
Our opponent stumbled, and then they didn't have really an answer for that turn from us, so they're just dead. Yeah, that was another turn where we would have gotten to level up Lucian after the second attack. I guess we wouldn't have been able to rally that turn necessarily as well, but probably didn't matter. Cataclysm. Is Cataclysm good in this matchup? I feel like it isn't. They have so many ways of barriering their stuff. It's very, very hard to interact with this deck, so I feel like we just gotta try to go fast and hope that our go fast plan is good enough. This time we're attacking on evens, which isn't as good. I think I like the rest of this hand, though. That could come in handy. Look at what we're working with here. I already have these two in hand. I mean, Bright Sword Protector's fine. I guess let's take the shapes. Probably the card we want.
Don't get in my way.
Could be a mistake exposing our Lucian here. Like, I mean, they could next turn just play a Fiora, attack him down, and we have nothing that we can do, especially if they have a barrier effect, but that's a good draw.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
With that, maybe I'm supposed to actually barrier the Lucian this turn, because then it prevents him from being able to single combat this.
You're covered.
Do I just open attacks here, or do I play an Azir? I feel like I want an Azir. I want an Azir here. You feel me?
My name will echo through the ages.
My shield is yours.
Barrier of their own.
Honor guide me.
Remember this day.
What are they doing if I attack like this? Probably. Do I want to explode the Azir? I guess I have these pump effects to trade. It doesn't feel good to do that though. I'll just do that. If they want to trade. I think that's okay.
No closer.
Currents pull them down.
Could try to save him. Maybe this is wrong because this is a way to really push a lot of damage, but I think I want to do this, and I think next turn we're going Emperor's Dais, Banks of Spell, Mana, play Grizzled Ranger, or the reverse.
What form will the waters take? A gift.
So now they're drawing like infinite cards from all the damage that they've, from all the striking this did, so it's gonna be hard to be able to keep up with that. Hard, if not impossible. And now they have a dragon. I'm gonna play this just in case they decide to be cheeky and like pass back. I think we're just passing here, playing the Grizzled Ranger, seeing what we can do. But I think we're just dead at this point. I have too many things in hand that could... So this is going to prevent us from getting multiple attacks no matter what. But if I pump it up, at least he's got one less blocker. I think that's worthwhile, and he doesn't get the +1/+1. Now, he could have a barrier effect here. And if he does, I think we can probably just go ahead and concede. Yeah. Especially one that gains him life on top of that.
Rise and fall.
That seems like a particularly bad matchup for us. We have a lot of little guys that he can just eat for value, either with like the River Shaper or the Dragon, and of course Fiora to just level up and win games. But maybe it was just a bad start for our deck, and a good start for them. Some combination of those two things. Freljord card on with these two champions, interesting. Well, I like the Azir. I kind of like this to take care of Zoe and or Aphelios. In fact,
Chester never loses because Zoe makes the roses! Paradigm shift time!
am I supposed to blinding assault this turn? I think so. The things that this can generate can be pretty annoying and slow us down. I guess I could have not challenged and see if they wouldn't block, and then challenge her to get the attack, just to deal 2 more points of damage. The opponent's probably blocking there just to save themselves 2 damage if they really don't have a way to do anything with it. So it's probably a wash. Like, a good opponent's just gonna do that. But I guess I should have given my opponent the chance to make that mistake. I think we'll go
Men die, but Shurima lives forever.
Azir. Probably gonna play one of the Grizzled Rangers next turn.
Slow down, will you?
Really want to play Dais with these shape stones in hand, but
Time to get rowdy.
Ooh, you're interesting.
In Shurima's name.
another Azir in hand, and this thing can tank a hit from this anyway. So. Hopefully he doesn't have another thing to play to pump this up. That would be really bad for us.
The cliffs themselves are my barracks.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Push back the darkness.
So hoping.
Is another spark.
Yeah, I don't care about your 4-3.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Yeah, I'm up.
Probably looking for the stun effect here to slow us down. Sure. So what do we think? They've already got this pumped up. We have 2 backup Azirs in hand.
I suppose.
Your Emperor command. Shurima is sand and sky, past and present.
You leave me no recourse.
Can I paint you?
We will resist.
Can I paint you? Could have a Hush. They could have... Pale Cascade doesn't do it. And they've already played one. Double Pale Cascade could, but that's unlikely. They could Hush. Okay.
To dance.
That's too bad. Really wanted that to die, even if our Lucian did as well. But there was a lot of options they had that would have prevented that. That's probably a little too late. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it might actually be worth doing that this round. But I don't think it's worth doing before playing the Cataclysm. So if they want the attack and get some value off of the Zoe, we're going to let them. Skip the block. This is... I think I'm supposed to target the Zoe here because it's kind of like a free attack. I don't want her to be able to block the Azir. Yeah, and do something like this. Like, I don't want to try to kill this with the Azir, is what I'm saying.
Greater things await! It is time! The order is given.
You leave me no recourse.
So I guess the main thing we need to dodge from them now is a star shaping, right? It's gonna be hard for us to beat star shaping now since we're kind of out of gas. I think they're digging for star shaping too. Almost certainly their deck has it. It's a question of can we dodge it? Because next turn we might actually just go super wide with the with Azir's champion spell here and hope that that's enough to punch through. They drew the star shaping though, so that's going to be unlikely. Does Lucian change anything? Lucian could possibly let us rally. Could he let us rally this turn? Not quite, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if our opponent's forced to block everything, it could, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I still think I still think we play a Lucian here. They've healed too much. I don't think we can.
We chart our path by the stars.
Destiny calls.
I think I need to save this Azir as an Azir. Is that true? The only thing that kills it is here, and like, they might be forced to trade.
Arise to me. It is time. Greater things await. Remember this day.
Oops.
Destiny calls. Arise. The order is given.
We will resist.
This is the wrong path.
So as it currently stands, we are gonna get a rally trigger with Lucian, and then we can play this and attack. See what our opponent did though. opponent might actually not want to block this way because of this. He might actually want to block our big guy here, and then block something else that would be dying anyway. Like, obviously it's tempting to kill the Azir. But now I'm rallying, so... I guess he has more blockers this way. So.
Stand down.
We're gonna need more coffins.
Alright. What did he draw?
Here beyond.
This is fleeting anyway, so I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to... He has to block 3 out of the 4 things we're attacking with.
You leave me no recourse.
This is an obvious block for our opponent. The question is, does he want to block with that big unit? Well, I'm just playing that.
This would be a good winter.
Embrace the night, Aphelios.
Just gonna go ahead and play this so we have some decent blockers. That's probably the worst hit, but that's what it is.
Blessed by snow and stars.
So that's what the Mountain Scryer found? That's hilarious.
Arms that pierce the heavens.
Might be dead at this point. Cool. That'll do it.
It wasn't enough.
Yes, you're right. It was not enough. We needed them to dodge the, we needed to dodge the star shaping there for sure. Or I think we would have, if we could have killed, what, there was an early turn there where we traded with something instead of killing it. Or instead of trading with something, he was able to protect it, the big thing, to apply a lot of pressure on us. And I think if one of those two things was different, would have been a different match. Lucian with Cataclysm against their Ash and other low toughness things could be good. But do I really want to keep the Cataclysm? It's kind of a speculative keep. I don't think I'm supposed to. I honestly don't even know how good Lucian is in this matchup. Azir can be iffy too because they're, oh, what's it called? Their Glory Seekers are really good against it because all it takes is a, do I even want any of these? Sparring Marshal's good, but we already have one in hand, so we don't need a second. Relentless Pursuit, again, kind of speculative. I guess I can pick the Ranger's Resolve. Could also just look for a random card on top. I feel like a random card from the top of our deck is just better at this point than any of those, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we get another look. Is Lucian worth putting into play? I feel like I just want to do this first, actually. I might pass and see what the opponent does. I'm fine banking some spell mana.
These old eyes still see far and clear. Push back the darkness. No room for doubt.
backup Lucian, I guess, is
The
nice.
trap is set.
Men die, but Shurima lives forever.
Remembrance. So if he wants to block,
For Reavers.
yeah, like this, we do get a 4-cost Remembrance.
Alert the villain! Glorious sacrifice.
These stories were true.
I think that's worthwhile.
Gotcha.
I was just gonna say, kind of just want to see a Dais at this point, because I think with Inspiring Martial in hand, we just want to start pumping
Victory
out
requires a sharp blade.
stuff.
My name echoes through every rock, every canyon.
Remember me.
Don't get in my way.
To the streets! Show them the might of our army!
Shows of power excite the people and quell our enemies.
Cavalry, to the field!
Over there.
Stand and defend!
They walked around. It can't be.
Getting some biggins over there. I think I want the Scouty Boy. Scouty Boy with Cataclysm means we get 2 attacks on their turn.
Pain is nothing.
So if I Cataclysm like so, let's say, or I could even do this if I wanted to. 3 things die, that will actually level up Lucian and rally with him this round, which I think is valuable. If I'm gonna do that, I may as well do this. They could have a frostbite effect, obviously, but actually, because it lets us rally,
It is time! I have risen. And with me, Shurima. It is time!
Over there.
In Shurima's
I'll bring them peace.
the question is, does this work the way I assume? Apparently it does. Probably need to have Sejuani tanking some damage.
worth.
That was disgusting. That turn was so disgusting.
They cheer on me. Our legacy is eternal.
Yikes. Alright. I think that's gonna do it for me for this deck. Obviously very powerful. Did Lucian level up here a little bit? Yeah, there you go. You deserve it. You deserve it, Lucian. Yeah, getting multiple attack steps. Pretty busted. It's very, very hard for players to play around you getting multiple attack steps. It's just hard to do. It's just hard to know if that's gonna happen, and like most of the time, even if you assume it's gonna happen, even if you know it's gonna happen, how are you gonna play around it? Like, how does our opponent play around what we were able to pull off that game? Yeah, pretty nasty. So with one of the things I want to say, we obviously didn't play that many games with it, but I do think if you look at the builds on Mobalytics, they have some Cytheras in the deck and like one Inspiring Marshal. I think that's probably a bunch of nonsense. I think Inspiring Marshal, the fact that she comes down a turn earlier and is, you know, tough enough to take some hits or even attack and not die. Just the power level that this card affords you with when you're generating that many Sand Soldiers, I think it's silly not to have this card. I think this card's just better than Cythera. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I would be willing to be proven wrong on that, but I can't imagine. Just this card has always impressed me in other similar style aggro decks, and I'm pretty sure you want the full playset here before you're playing anything bigger and chunkier than this. But you know, again, willing to be wrong on that. Yeah, not much more to say about it. I think that's gonna do it for me. With this one, we're going to move on to another deck today because I just want to kind of quickly get through a few things before we move on to a new game. Well, another game, not necessarily new. So yeah, I think this is, you know, it's one of the better aggro decks in the game right now, it seems. And I think the reasons why were pretty evident from that set. Obviously, there can be a lot of situations where it just kind of flounders, runs out of gas, and looks kind of mediocre. But this deck's busted draws are just very, very busted, and like very few decks have the ability to withstand what you're doing. And you know, I had most of the cards to build this anyway, so I thought, you know what, why not? Let's give it a try. I hadn't gotten a chance to play with this archetype yet, so yeah.